welcome back to L&V Tutorials. I'm going to be showing you today how to make another version of the woven beaded bracelet. In the description below, I'm going to link a previous one that I have done, a couple, I believe 2 different videos of it, but I'll include the most recent one below. This is just a new take on it, doing 1 layer of beads, including larger and smaller. So I'm using 2mm Miyuki beads and 6mm beads. These are ceramic beads, but I love this print. I have this in a blue as well, reminds me of Greece. So to get started, what we're gonna be doing, I have my board and clip that we use all the time. You can just tape your fishing line down if you want. I have some fishing line that we're going to be using. If you do prefer to use jewelry wire, that's fine as well. I'm just going to get, I want to say an arm span, but that might be a little too long depending on how tall you are. So let's just go with about 4 feet. It's going to be more than what you need, but like I always tell my students, it's better to have too much and cut off the extra at the end. Fishing line is dirt cheap, so I would just prefer them cut off the extra instead of deal with the hassle of adding more on. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to be using a toggle clasp for this one. So I've got both parts here, and I will feed my fishing line through. It doesn't matter which side you start with. I'm gonna use the ring part now, the circle part, and the other one I just set to the side. So I'm feeding my fishing line through halfway. So I've got both ends together here. And I'm gonna take a crimp bead and slide it over both parts of the fishing line, so both ends of the fishing line, and I'm pulling that crimp bead all the way up until I get to the end here, or the loop of the toggle clasp. I'm gonna grab a hold of that with my pliers and crimp it right there into place. So now this essentially gives me like 2 pieces of fishing line that I'm working with, and we're gonna be kind of feeding the fishing line back and forth through the beads. I'm going to clip this down onto my board. Again, if you're using tape, you can tape yours down. Maybe, let's see here. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to begin with my 2mm little Miyuki beads. I'm gonna just kind of dump some of those out. If you have a little piece of fabric or jewelry felt, I said jewelry felt, but just felt that you can put down, like we usually use that in class so that your beads don't roll all over the place. These aren't too bad because they are perfectly cut, whereas round beads, especially the larger beads, want to roll all over a table. So, okay, so to begin here, I'm going to put 5 on each side. And some of these steps you're gonna see me speed up the video because it's monotonous stuff. You don't need to see me put the same thing on over and over. So let's skip forward here. All right, so I have 5 beads on each side like this. And what I'm gonna do now, and you'll do this every so often throughout the project, is I'm going to be putting 3 beads on that I'm going to feed my fishing line through like this. So 3 beads, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put them on one side. Let me show you here. While you're working with longer fishing line, like at the beginning, sometimes I feel like it's a little easier to put something to kind of hold it down, hold something out of the way, whether that's a little piece of tape or just a paperweight, something heavy. I'm using my scissors, as you can see. So this step, if you use crimp beads a lot, will probably kind of remind you of that because you're going to have to feed another piece of fishing line back through it. So I have 3 of the beads, seed beads, 2mm Miyuki beads, whatever you want to call them, 3 of them on right now. I'm going to take my other piece of fishing line and I'm going to run the end of it through the opposite way. So right now my fishing line is coming out the right side of these beads that are in my hand that you can see on my finger. I'm going to take the fishing line and I'm going to go through the opposite way. This is one of those things, when you watch it might look like I'm really struggling, but it's hard to work against the light that's in my face, the ring light, and not block what I'm doing so you guys can see it on the screen. But anyway, okay, so now I'm pulling both sides. And you can see it makes kind of a little rounded triangle, almost like a teardrop shape. And from here, we are ready to put a few more beads on and then feed it through the first bead. So let me do that step next. So I'm gonna do, I could either do 2 or 3, and it's gonna kind of depend on the size of the bead that you're doing. You kind of have to gauge this as you go, because these beads that I'm using are so small, whereas some of the students in my class, if you're using the seed beads, the ones that we have labeled seed beads, you know, by using those, some of those are a little smaller than others. So you might only need to use 2. Some of you might need to use 3. So you just kind of have to trial and error. So I'm going to go ahead and do 3 on each piece of fishing line. If you prefer to use a really thin beading needle, you certainly can do that as well. On something like this, I prefer to just do it without it. The fishing line is pretty stiff anyway, so. All right, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 again. Just kidding, I just flung that off across the room. And 3. All righty. Whoops, backtrack. See, even the teacher makes mistakes. I put them on the same side. So I ended up with 6 on that one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then get them all down here. There we are. So now you can see this little kind of shape that it's creating, and we are ready to put the first bead on. So let me clamp those down. I'm cutting these open because these are the beads that I want to use. And you'll see they'll probably roll all over the place. And now we're gonna do that same process where we feed the fishing line through both ways. So I've got my left piece of fishing line. I'm going to put that through this way. And my right piece of fishing line through the opposite way. Just like that. So now I'm ready to continue on from here. So now that I have this part done, I'm gonna kind of do that same process with the exception of the very beginning. So I'm gonna do 3 and 3 again, and then I'll do 3 in the middle. Okay, so let's do that together here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and 1, 2, and 3. I'll let those go ahead and slide on up. Now on the next 3 that I put on, I'm gonna put it on one side. I'm not gonna let them slide all the way down yet because I'm gonna be feeding the other piece through. So 1, 2, 3. And feed the other piece through the opposite way. So again, I've got my 3 beads right here, and I'm gonna go through the opposite way like this. And I'm gonna pull both sides. And so it's almost like it's encasing the bead. So from here, you have a couple options. You can continue this on so that the beads sit right next to each other. You could also choose to do more beads here. So if you wanted to do like 10 and 10 to leave a space between this bead and the next bead, you could. For the sake of ease and for my students who might struggle on their own already with this just as is, I'm going to keep it simple and I'm gonna move on so that the beads are right next to each other. So from here, we essentially repeat the whole process with the exception of this very beginning part. So again, I'm gonna do 3 and 3. So we did 3, 3, and then 3 going through this way. And now again, we're gonna do 3 and 3 on each side of the fishing line. And now we're ready to go through our next bead again. And remember, when we do that, we go through one way and through the other way when you're going through these larger beads. What we would call like the focal bead. And pull both strands. And there we are. So now from here, I'm going to put 3 here and 3 here. We'll do the 3 in the middle and 3 and 3 again. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a good majority of this, and then I'm gonna repeat this whole thing one more time at the end before I put the end on, in case you need to see that. So when I return, I'm gonna have a good majority of this on here. So I am nearing the end, and I just, I unclipped it a minute ago and checked it around my wrist to see if it was long enough, and it is. And you want to make sure that you allow for a little bit extra. I'm gonna put one more bead on, but a little bit extra, because when you add this additional, the bar of the toggle clasp, it's going to add another 3/4 of an inch probably. So keep that in mind as far as spacing goes. So now I am going to continue with the pattern. So again, I'm putting 3 beads on each side. 3 on this side. Okay, and just let those fall down where they go. Like that. And then we're gonna do 3 on one side, but don't let them slide down. So I am just repeating, you know, what I've been doing the whole time. And then again, I'm going to just slide the fishing line, the other strand through the opposite way. And I'm gonna pull those just like that. I'm gonna double check this because I think it's long enough. Yeah, so I'm not gonna add one more bead. So we just repeated that process the whole way through. So you put, as you're coming out of a bead, you put 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and then you put another 3 on, but don't slide them all the way down, and slide your other piece of fishing line through the opposite way and pull that tight. So that's making the middle of this little kind of X part. After you pull that tight, you'll do another 3 and 3, and then you're gonna go opposite directions through the larger bead, and just repeat that. So 3, 3, and then take both fishing line pieces and go through opposite ways on the next 3, and then 3 and 3 again. And that creates, again, that whole X. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat that last little bit that I did here at the beginning, which is putting 5 and 5 on each side. That way the end looks the same as what I started with. So now that we're finished with all of this, we're ready to crimp again and add the other side of the clasp on. So I'm going to grab another gold crimp bead, sliding it over both pieces of fishing line like this. I'm gonna also slide on the second part. I've been working in my classroom today, so if my fingers and stuff look disgusting, that's probably why, so bear with me. Okay, so crimp bead went over both pieces, and then I put the bar part on. So the fishing line is going through the little loop of the bar of the toggle clasp. Now I'm taking the 2 pieces and going back through the crimp bead like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take the 2 ends of the fishing line, hold the end of the bar of the toggle clasp in the other hand, and I'm going to pull it so that it makes everything tight. You will most likely have to pull each piece separately, so if one looks like it's tight and the other one doesn't, to pull that until you get it right. So you can see there's a little gap right here. I'm trying to tighten up. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to crimp this. And I'm just going to trim off the extra. Unclip. And you can see we used 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, only 12 of those beads is all it took of the larger 6mm beads that I did. And so now it fits around. There's a toggle clasp there that you can clasp it with. You can add, additional bracelets with it. It's cute. I like this version, actually, I think better than the one that I have in the comments, but it's completely your preference. Depends if you like a smaller bracelet or a larger one. I am going to include links to all of these supplies in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.